The question is, what do you do as a community to draw them? If they have a small, let's assume for the moment they have a small hotel complex up there.
In Verona?
No, up here. Let's say they have a small hotel complex up there, and you're picking up your hotels up here by the junctions, and you've got four exits in Middleborough, and you plop your hotels around that area. While at the same time you create a transportation system that can move people from one point to another, with one of those destinations being a casino, and some of them being in downtown where there are cafes and coffee shops, some of them going out to Carver to take them to Edaville Railroad because it's a resort casino, remember. Dad may want to go gamble while Mom and the children want to go off and see Plymouth Rock or Edaville Railroad or something else. I mean, I'm just wondering whether or not, to some degree, and I understand your end, when I deal with a contract or a legal issue, I'm always looking at the negatives. And it's a hard thing to do to start talking up the deal to a client. But one's got to be a deal maker, not a deal breaker at times, and it seems to me that part of what you folks should be doing to balance this out, or maybe there is a state office of economic development that can do it, is to balance out the impacts with a discussion of what the economic potential opportunities are to help guide us and the 9 neighboring communities in how to actually use this newfound wealth to direct it so that it doesn't get squandered. We can learn to fish with it and begin to move forward and develop symbiotic industries and begin to work with one another as a region to try and capture, I mean, imagine if you could capture 30% of all those bodies going in and out to another industry in this region. That's a lot of money. And that's what I'd really like to hear from you folks, is what is there that we can do to, fine, we got the impacts, it's going to be dealt with, the state will deal, you know, everybody's going to try and deal with it if it comes. Okay, hitting the ground running. What is it we can do to really make this work? What's the excitement factor? Is there any, or are we just done? And that's what I'm sort of trying to balance out here, because what I hear is, I hear the gloom and doom. I don't deny the impacts are there. Mm-hmm. But I'm also seeing benefits or potential benefits on the other side through both camaraderie and entrepreneurship among each individual community here. And that's what I'd love to see from you folks.
Well, I like your vision, but I have to say the models, and the reason I mentioned Atlantic City and Las Vegas, which I know are different than Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods, is none of them have been operated on that model. They are all very much trying to maximize the spending within the casino. Now, nothing in your agreement, 33 pages or whatever it is, says that either. It's my understanding that we're looking at possibly a 1,200-room hotel, a number of restaurants and golf course and recreation facilities within that casino complex. And I'm sure that the developers, that their intent is to draw people in there and have them stay there for the maximum amount of time and then leave when they're ready to leave. I'm sure it's not in their interests, economic interest, to say, well, we're not going to build enough hotel rooms. We're going to let people go down and stay in a nice inn in downtown Middleborough and patronize the restaurants in downtown Middleborough. I don't believe that's their business model. But I agree that would be nice, and that would be something that should work toward. But, I'm skeptical that that is what is going to happen here.
Well, we're skeptical about that, and we're skeptical about the state reps, and we're skeptical about the governor. Somewhere in some of this stuff, I got to imagine there's got to be a pearl of hope to see something further than that, and I appreciate your coming in and talking to us, and I'll turn the floor over to Mr. Perkins.
Thank you.
No, go ahead.